Thursday Thoughts time. So let's talk about our thoughts on Sleepy Hollow, the Tim Burton version with Johnny Depp and Christina Ricci. It was 1998, I believe. Nope, 1999. Haha. Well, at least apparently that's when I got this. Any hoodles? No, it was 99. That's right. Because I was out of college, and the old man and I had only been married a year or so, I think. So, any hoodles? Yes. Did you like it? I love this version. I really do. This was the third movie that Johnny Depp and Tim Burton did together. This is back when Tim Burton was still making awesome movies. I think by this time he had Beetlejuice under his belt, Edward Scissorhands, which are two of my favorite movies. So yeah, he was still a darling of Hollywood. This is way before Charlie and the Chocolate Factory happened and Dark Shadows, which seems like a good idea, but for some reason it just was flat. It was so flat. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Sleepy Hollow. I was both right and wrong about the gore factor. There were some nasty parts, but you know what? They weren't really that nasty. They were definitely not as bad as some of the TMI stuff I have seen on CSI, for goodness sakes. That gets way gnarlier than anything here. A lot of the violence is a little bit cartoony, which is always appreciated. I mean, yes, there are decapitations, but this is the story of the Headless Horseman. So their decapitations are going to happen. They were not overly bloody, though, because of the sword cauterized as it went, through. So, yeah, I mean, there was some blood. There was a lot of blood getting squirted onto Johnny's face, but it was like off screen with blood coming. Like, it was not nearly as gross. So I think this one is fairly safe, at least, 13 and up, probably. Did it get a PG-13 rating? It should have. Let's see. No, it's rated R. Why? What was in here that would have, it's not language. One sex scene, which wasn't very revealing. There's no nakedness. And it's not super violent. This would, but in today, this would have a PG-13 rating, definitely. Yeah, there's no way this would have an R rating today. That amazes me. That is insane. Okay, so any hoodles, enough about the rating. I took notes while I was watching last night. I watched with the director's commentary to see if there were any interesting tidbits. Tim Burton does give some interesting tidbits, but he doesn't talk a whole lot, so you still can watch the movie, which is nice. Let's see what my notes are. Just because. Yes, it was shot in England, and 75% of it was on stage, which they did a really great job with all that fog, because I would not have thought that it was on a stage. He even remarked a couple places, he's like, now see this, we built a village, we went out, we filmed, and it totally looks like we just put a projection screen behind them for this shot, and we're actually there. So I found that kind of funny. One of the things that I love about this movie was that Ichabod was into forensics. Instead of the traditional story where he's kind of like the school teacher, he is a forensic detective. He's still complete chicken and a coward and real squeamish, though. So I like that they kind of kept that part of his character, and he's still very Ichabod, which is nice. Casper Van Dien. I'm one of those people that is always tickled to see Casper Van Dien. I think he is extremely handsome. Like, he is old school movie star handsome. But man, Casper Van Dien has been in some really terrible movies. And it's not that I don't think Casper can act. I think he is a perfectly fine actor. He's not the world's greatest actor by any stretch of the imagination, but between his good looks and his pretty okay acting, he would have made an excellent television actor. But he's a movie star because he looks like a movie star. And the movies he does are pretty bad. Starship Troopers, anyone? That movie's terrible. But it was kind of nice to see Casper in a legit movie for a change. He's really attractive, even now, all these years later. All right, let's see. What else? Danny Elfman scored it, so that's always good. Great tone, good music, going through the background. Everything is as it should be because it is Danny Elfman, and he's really good at that. Tim did say he picked this because it had a very Hammer feel to it. You probably also saw Christopher Lee in there, which anytime you put Christopher Lee in a movie, I'm all about it. Sadly, that won't happen again. Really sorry about his passing. But he's right. It does kind of have that Hammer horror movie feel, and I love Hammer horror movies, so that might be one of the appeals of this. I was surprised that Christina Ricci was so pretty as a blonde, because to me, she's beautiful as a brunette, but who knew? Who knew she could pull off all that paleness? Which made her a brown-eyed blonde, which is probably my favorite. I don't know. It's just more unexpected, I think, a brown-eyed blonde. But yeah, Christina looks great through this whole movie. Let's see. Oh, one of the very first scenes when he comes into town. How many Potter people were in that? I saw Dumbledore. I saw Uncle Dursley. Was there anybody else? I know there were more Potter people. Oh, Miranda Richardson's in this, and she was Rita Skeeter. So, I mean, it's hilarious. You see Who and Potter people everywhere. But it was just kind of cool to see it because this movie was made before all that. So that was kind of fun. Well, not before Who, but before Potter. I did like, there is one scene that is very reminiscent of the Disney cartoon, and that was totally supposed to be that way because everybody knows the Disney cartoon of this short story. So I thought that was cool. Like, I like that Tim puts in things like that. He remarked that it kind of felt like he was doing a period fairy tale Scooby-Doo episode. And the fact that he approached it that way may be why I found it so delightful, because that just ticks all my, that's all my buttons. That pushes all my happy buttons. Just weirdness, I guess, which is why Tim Burton movies appeal to me. They're always visually beautiful, slightly creepy, but visually beautiful. And interesting. They're always interesting. He picks interesting actors. And he did say one thing about this was that he had a lot of different acting styles when they cast this movie. They have American actors and British actors all shoved together. They had actors who kind of knew all about physicality and sort of did like the silent movie style of acting, to where it's like really big but not a lot of talking to get points across. And then you have more subtle actors, and everybody just meshed all together. So it kind of gave you this surreal quality because, like he said, he has never done a period movie, never thought he would. And then here he is doing a period movie, but he's like, I don't want people to nitpick, so we'll do a period fairy tale movie. And then just throw in Scooby-Doo, because why not? Yeah, I love this movie. I think it's a lot of fun. I think that it was beautiful. It was funny. This movie is really funny. It's dark humor, sure, but I like dark humor. And there's some cartoony humor too, which, I mean, I don't know about you guys. I saw the Disney cartoon way before I ever read the short story in high school, whatever. So, I mean, for me at least, I kind of like that. I mean, it doesn't feel like a Disney movie, but it has those little elements that I appreciated. Also, he did a really good job of, like, the windmill. I love, because it was very Frankenstein, the old Universal movie, and I thought they did a really good job with, with all the smoke and the woods and everything to have a really, like, sort of feel throughout the movie. I think this is a great one for Halloween. I mean, you've got a jack-o'-lantern, pumpkin head, and yeah, I don't know. Also, Christopher Walken. Just randomly, when I went and saw this in the theater, we saw it opening weekends, and nowhere did it say that Chris Walken was the Headless Horseman. Nowhere. It was just Johnny Depp, Christina Ricci. That's all they talked about. I just figured it would be like a nameless stunt guy as the Horseman. And I mean, it is a stunt man that plays him for most of the movie. But when he has his head, it is Chris Walken. And that was like, oh, because he was not on the posters. He was not listed anywhere. It was a little bit of a surprise, back when they could do that sort of thing. I don't know. I have fond memories of seeing this in the theater with my husband. And, I own it. So yeah, I don't know. I highly recommend this. If you are slightly squeamish, I think you'll still be okay. Nothing is overly gross. It's not a hack and slash. And there's a lot of humor. And like I said, even the decapitations are kind of funny. They're a little silly. So I don't know. I hope you'll give it a go if you haven't seen it. Next week, considering, what does that have to do with anything? Next week, we are going to read, because it is book week next week. And I went through like my horror titles since it is October, but I didn't really see anything that I wanted to read again right now. So we're going to read Neil Gaiman's Neverwhere. Let's try and get there. Neil Gaiman's Neverwhere. We're going to read that again because it's been a long, long time since I've read it. And it's Neil Gaiman, so it'll be good. I haven't read anything by him yet that I haven't liked. I thought about American Gods, but it's really, really thick. This one is a little less so. So let's read Neverwhere. I'm sure quite a few of you have already read it. So, brush up or whatever, but I felt like reading it again. So that's what we're going to do. So Neil Gaiman next week. I hope you liked Sleepy Hollow. After these two, well, this one will be done. After this one, we're going to have a 1-2 punch of something interesting that I hope you'll come along on the ride with me. Any hoodles. Alrighty, have a great day. Sorry this ran a little long, but hey, I was very excited. Okay, I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Have an awesome day. Bye.